Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute, but I want to say last week was my son's birthday. His birthday was the 18th of July, so that. And I've been trying to film. I promise you, I've been trying to film. It's just we're in Mercury retrograde. Literally, Mercury retrograde was literally on my son's birthday, child. And like a lot has been happening, but emotionally, I feel great. I feel good. I'm not sad. I'm not crying. I'm not depressed. I don't have no exes coming back. I'm great. But the only thing that really did happen was that my phone, this phone, if you can see, I had tied it because unfortunately my battery burst. This is the first time in my life that this have ever happened to me with an iPhone. It just, like, my screen is lifting because my battery, I guess I need a new battery and a new, if you can see that it started lifting, look at that. And so now I need a new battery and a new screen, and I think that's around like almost $90 just for a new battery and a new screen. So luckily I keep my old phone. So this is my old phone that I have, is the iPhone XR. So I just gotta transfer my new number, because I got a new number now, to this phone, and everything will be a-okay. Luckily nobody calls me. Luckily, nobody calls and texts me, so it's not a problem for me. So, like, I guess this is the real, true, only thing that really affected me during this Mercury retrograde. Other than that, I am great. So, today, on my healing journey, we are going to talk about love bombing and faking. What is it called again? I can't even remember. Oh, okay. I literally forgot what I was about to say. It's called future faking and love bombing. So we're going to talk about future faking and love bombing. Chat. It took me a minute to think about what the fuck I was trying to say. So in my previous video, I talked about what I want in my future husband, and what I didn't want was a person who's future faking or, love bombing me and wasting my goddamn time. Now, I've dated a few guys, and a few of them did future faking. Not a lot did love bombing, but a lot of them did future faking. So one of my exes, let me put that there. One of my ex, I feel like future faking are opportunists, in my opinion. People who don't want you, but they need you at least in that time. So when I was 21, I was in a shelter, and that was very young to be in a shelter. And I just broke up with my boyfriend at the time, and so I wasn't looking for anybody, but there was this guy that worked at the male shelter across the street, and he would be outside, and he would like see me as I'm walking past, and and one time he tried to talk to me. I heard him because I had headphones in my ear, but I had one headphone in my ear at the time. So I heard him he was like, yo. And I just kept walking because I didn't want to talk to him. And he told those two boys, hey, tap her and tell her to, I'm calling her. So these two men tapped me and said, hey, he's calling you. And I was just like, ugh. I heard you. I was just ignoring you. So we wound up talking, and we wound up eventually hooking up. But when we hooked up, after we hooked up, he was just like, look at me. Like, he was a little aggressive. Like, he's the second guy that I slept with. So, he was very aggressive. I've never experienced this before. Not aggressive, like he hit me or anything. But he was just like, look at me. And, sir, I'm not looking. Look, you're doing too much. But that was his personality. And that was the short guy. Like, that was the guy with the that was really short that I talked about in my last video, that got mad at that tall man that walked. Yeah, that was him. That's a whole story time with him, because he was probably a narcissist. Very, oh my god. So, and he was very verbal abusive. So he was, I want to say 29. So I'm 21 and he's 29. And he worked at a security guard at the shelter, at the male shelter. And he also lived, like, I want to say like 2 blocks from there. And he lived with his mom, which I didn't find nothing wrong with that, with you living with your mom. I didn't seem like that was a bad thing or something. Again, he had his own job, and I didn't see anything wrong with it. It was a big red flag, but in the future, but I didn't see anything wrong with it at that time. So as I'm in the shelter, everybody knows when you're in a shelter, you are going to get to your apartment one day. It took 3 years after that for me to actually get my apartment. But the whole setup of being in a shelter is you go into the shelter and you are in an assessment shelter. So you're just there so they can place you somewhere. You're not there. This is not your permanent shelter. You're just there so they can get your information and figure out where they're going to move you. I'm in New York, so I went to Franklin. So I was in Franklin, and I was in Franklin for about, I want to say I was in Franklin for 3 months. Yes, I know Franklin might be different today in New York, but back when I was in Franklin, this is back in 2015, 16, I was there for 3 months. They was not moving anybody out, like, at all. So when you get into the shelter, you're supposed to stay there. They're supposed to do a psych eval and all these evaluations on you to see if you can work or not. And if you have a job, you will go to a working shelter. If you even work but you have mental health issues, they will place you in another shelter with people who also have mental health issues and drug abuse and substance abuse. And they will place you there. Even if you work, you're still going there, right? So that's what you're doing. So when I was in my shelter, my assessment shelter, I was dating the guy. And again, he lived with his mom. So when he found out that I was in a shelter, he didn't know I was in a shelter at that time, because he was like, you don't look like a girl in the shelter. And I mean, I get that, but he was like, once he knew that I was in a shelter, it was like, this light bulb was like, ding, shelter. If she's in a shelter and she's 21, and when you're in a shelter, you get vouchers. So everybody in the shelter, you get a different type of voucher, but you get a voucher. And your rent is going to be way cheaper than what somebody else in New York will get if you don't go into the shelter. So I got my voucher, and he saw my voucher, and he was like, oh, it's really cheap. I could pay that. He was like, oh, I could pay for your apartment, like, because let's go look for a 1-bedroom apartment. And for him, it wasn't, let's go look for a 1-bed apartment so you can move into your apartment. No, it was, let's go look for an apartment so I can get out of my mom's house, which I hate living at my mom's house, so I can move in with you. We never discussed us living together. I just met this man. Like, literally, for me and him, we was together for 3 months. That was it. We wasn't together for a long time. From the beginning, he was looking for an apartment for himself, but disguising it as for us. It was never an us. It was, he didn't like being at his mom's house. He's 29. His mom, I guess for a long time, been choosing men, because the mom had a boyfriend. And obviously her boyfriend was allowed to come in and out when he wanted to. But for her son, he had a lot of restrictions, and she would kick her son out at any given moment, right? So for him, he saw me as a perfect opportunity to use me as a place to live. So he was very much future faking that, oh yes, we're going to be together. But in all reality, his future faking wasn't because he actually really, really wanted to be with me. No, it was that he needed a place to stay. And so he wanted to say, oh, we're going to pay rent. He's going to pay the rent. He's going to do all these things. Again, he didn't even ask me. He just took it upon himself into saying that we're going to move in together. And I'm just like, no, we're not. And that led us into an argument, because to him, I was his way out. When I said no, that bothered him, because the fuck do you mean I'm not about to move in with you? Again, he, 29, was not looking for his own place. No. He was looking for me to get a place so he could move in with me. And I feel like that's a lot of men, not all men, but I feel like especially a lot of older men who do live with their mom, and young men that live with their mom, they try to look for women who already have a place just so they can use her. Get your own place. So that led into arguments all the time. And one time he said that, oh, that fell. One time he said that, oh yeah, I was going so hard and I was doing all of this because I really was frustrated being at my mom's house, and I wanted basically you to save me. That's why I've been trying to make sure that you get your apartment. Didn't happen. We wound up breaking up because, like I said again, he was very verbal abusive. He used to try to call me ugly because he thought that bothered me. He used to say that he was gonna pay women at the shelter. He was like, I'll pay these bitches $5 to jump you. All because he didn't get his way. So obviously that, I don't even know how that even lasts 3 months. But that was it for him. Again, I'm gonna do a whole story time specifically on him because that's a lot. Another guy that I dated, this is when I was at my new shelter, my permanent shelter, and I was in Highbridge. This was down the stadium. This is the stadium shelter. And there was this guy that worked at the deli. I think I talked about him before. He worked at the deli. I don't think I did. I don't know. But he worked at the deli. I met him in the deli. And he lived on top of the pizzeria. And we wind up hooking up. Again, I didn't want to be his girlfriend. He did beg. So I wind up dating him. We wind up dating. And when we was dating, he would be like, oh, I want you to have my son. I want us to be together. Again, he also was an opportunist. Once he found out I was in the shelter, again, I did not look like I was in the shelter. Because when you are in the shelter, you're supposed to look like you're struggling. Okay. And so once he found out I was in the shelter, he was like, I didn't know you was in the stadium. I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, okay. Once he found out I was in the shelter, all of a sudden now it's talk about apartments. Oh, where do you want to move? Where do you want to live? Oh, he was like, I want to live in Brooklyn. Sir, okay, what are you telling me? Again, this is another man. I think at this time I was probably 23. I want to say I was 23, 22 or 23 at this time. And this man was 29 or 30. Like, he was already there. And he also lived with his mom. And he also had 2 children. So, priorities was not there. Again, it's New York. Rent is high. So, I did not see that as a problem. But I'm starting to note a pattern. Men that live with their mom are looking for women who have their own place, and so they pretend to future fake or to date them just so they can move in with them. Okay, so now we're dating, and he's like, where we're moving, like where you gonna go, and all these things. Like, and then he's actively trying to get me pregnant at this point in time. Because if I get pregnant, if you are a single woman and you get pregnant, they're going to remove you from that shelter because, you got to protect your baby, because those bitches in my shelter was crazy, okay? They will move you to another shelter with other pregnant women. And sometimes, if you and your baby father get married, a common law marriage with a certificate, then me, my unborn child, and my baby father, we all get to go into a shelter together, and then we all get to get our own place together. That, in my opinion, was his plan. Let me get some water. And that was his plan, right? To get me pregnant for all of that. Now, that didn't happen, luckily. But I remember one time we broke up, and he would call me and he said, we could move to, because I had my voucher. He was like, we can move to Pennsylvania, and me and you, we can get a 4-bedroom apartment. And, you know, because again, I had the voucher. And it'd be me, him, and his 2 children. And I'm just like, I haven't spoken to this man in probably like a few days. He just randomly hit me up with, let's move to Pennsylvania and let's be together. Sir, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And I forgot to tell you about the last guy that I just told you about. Back in 2022, I was already in a new relationship back in 2022. My ex hit me up, the same one, and he asked if he can come to my new apartment, and so he can like just catch up. I told him no, because I already knew that all you wanted when we was together for those 3 months was to move into my place. And at that time, he had a child, and him and his baby mom went into a shelter, but it didn't work out because domestic violence. And then, so now he was back at his mom's house. So that was a whole 5 years later that he's still at his mama's house. Now it's 2025. He probably still at his mama's house chair. Now back to this guy. He again only dated me and future fake with me for us, you know, having children and being together, all because he needed a place to stay. Because he didn't want to deal with his mama, okay? Again, it's a pattern. Now, another person, my baby father, apparently, child, you heard that? That was my lip oil another lip oil I made. I put it in this bottle because it's way better. Look, this so beautiful. So beautiful. Now, my baby father, again, I met this man when I was 14. He was 15, so he wasn't a man. But I known him for a long time. And he is the OG future faker. He would tell me how in the future we're going to get married, how we going to have kids. This man begged me for kids. I even got pregnant by him before and wind up unfortunately having a miscarriage. But this man begged, and I mean beg. Okay, I think I even have text messages of him talking about how we're gonna have children and live together. Okay, this man talked about that we was gonna get married. At the end of the day, I see me and you married with all these children running around the house. Baby, I didn't have his baby, and he not nowhere to be here. He's nowhere to be seen, and that's because one, he didn't get his way. Again, I haven't seen him in 2 years before I got pregnant. So we broke up. I've not talked to this man for 2 whole years, okay? For 2 years, he's been watching me. For 2 years. And that's something like you just never know. You never know which ex is watching you. And a lot of times it could be all of your exes. Because if you are the quote-unquote, the girl that got away, or you're the one of the ex that looks successful or look like you're doing something and, you know, they probably miserable, they can keep an eye on you. This man watched me for 2 years, okay? Waited for an opportunity to come so he can slither his way in. And for those 2 years, he wanted revenge on me because I did not want him. I mean, you kept cheating on me. I didn't... But He waited 2 years to intentionally get me pregnant, right? Remember, he been begging for this baby for years. He intentionally came and got me pregnant. So bam, now I'm pregnant. But now he also wanted sex from me. I don't want sex from you. Not only don't want sex from you is one, you intentionally got me pregnant because you didn't want nobody else to have me, right? You wanted me all to yourself. You wanted me to beg for help, right? I didn't beg that man for help. Two, you wanted to get me pregnant to trap me. So you can, again, I didn't speak for him for 2 years. So he got me pregnant to trap me with this baby so he can have access to me. Then you intentionally give me an STD on purpose. Yeah, no, because for all of that, you could have had HIV and then you would probably try to give it to me. No, you're evil. back. So why would I want to sleep with you? I don't. Not only that, I come to find out you have 4 babies on me. 4, probably even more. Who fucking knows? But you had 4 and kept it. He kept it. His whole family kept it. 4. Why would I want to sleep with you? I don't. Not only that, I have a forever stalker. I have bitches that stalk me, that is obsessed with me because of him. Okay? No, I don't want to sleep with you. So because his plan for 2 years was to come back to entrap me with this baby so he can have control over me, have access to me, to think that I'm going to beg him for help and to sleep with me and to move in with me. One day, again, this is a man that always talked about us getting married, us living together, and da. And now I'm pregnant. All of a sudden, I get a phone call because he's an alcoholic, and he will call me literally like 2, 3 in the morning when he's fucking drunk on the fucking floor. And one day, out of nowhere, he was like, I'm moving in with you. Who? What is it? Again, and he lived at his mom's house. He don't have a house. He have lived in his mom's house his whole fucking life. Again, it is a pattern. It is a pattern. Okay, when it comes to these men. It is men that lives with their mama. Them's the problems, okay? So, he didn't really have a job. I didn't know that. When we was together, he always had a job. So I'm not thinking he doesn't have a job. He was trying to depend and live off of me. We're not doing that. I don't know what other women that he used to controlling and used to living off, but it wasn't going to be me. And not only that, he saw me as peace. Ain't it always the niggas that be cheating and lying and using you? They always the one that want peace. Yeah, you wasn't gonna come to me for peace, but that's what he saw me as a perfect opportunity to escape and to use me as peace to not deal with the situation he had to deal in Jersey. He wanted to come over here to New York because it was very peaceful and he didn't have to deal with everybody that he dealt with over there. You wasn't going to use me, 1, as an escapism. Endure your karma. And 2, you wasn't going to come in here and get me pregnant. And then I found out you have all these children and you've been lying to me for years. And now I have bitches that's stalking me for a lifetime and obsessed with me. And you did that weird shit. Yeah, no, I don't want you. First of all, I didn't want you in the beginning, but I definitely don't want you now. I definitely want nothing to do with you now. And again, you got me pregnant just so you can have a place to live. Again, future faking. There's a pattern here. Now, the last ex, because I'm pretty sure there's a few more, but these are just, So the last ex that I was with, that he got me. When the first guy I talked to you about, I knew he was trying to use me for a place to live. Like, he was lying about us trying to be together to use me. The second one, I did too. I've learned that he was also trying to get me pregnant just so he could use that baby as a place to live. My baby daddy, I didn't know until he did that weird shit. Until after the 2 years he came back, and then he said it. I didn't know because, again, he always had a job. He never asked me for anything. It was just out of left field. This is a man that begged for a baby for years. For years. So for him to actually get me pregnant, and this is something that he begged for, just to turn around and not help do anything, yeah, that, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming. Now this guy, I didn't see it coming either. Okay? I didn't see my last ex coming either. Because when he came in really strong with the love bombing. Okay? The other guys, it was not love bombing. He love bombed the fuck out of me. Tried to take me on vacation, buying me stuff, taking care of me, showing me the things that another man never showed me, which made me feel like, oh, he really likes me, or he really do love me, because he's showing me. Because that's what love bombers do. They show you. They will pick you up from work. They would buy you flowers every day, all day. Hold on. Okay, so like I was saying, they would buy you flowers all the time. They would take you to your favorite restaurant. They would tell you you're beautiful all day, every day. They would send you these sweet, sweet, loving text messages. In all reality, having an agenda. Yes, they don't like you. They, again, in my opinion, love bombers and future fakers just need a place to live, or they need money from you, or they want to use you because your dad probably own a company and they need a job, right? Or they trying to just get close to you so they can get close to your friends or something like that. Or you're just popular and they want your following and stuff like that. Stuff like that happens, right? So I used to talk to my friend and I used to tell her that I can actually put my walls down, because my walls was really high, right? I ain't trust nobody. I was like, I feel like he actually liked me because he was the first guy that I felt like that wasn't begging for like sex. Like, I didn't feel like he was using me for sex, probably because he was fucking other people, but I didn't feel like I had to fuck him all the time. Like, I didn't feel like he was using me, again, because he was fucking other people. That's why. And he doesn't know that I know, but I know, because you left me alone for too long for me to start connecting all of the dots. He'd been cheating for a while. I don't know how many girls he cheated on me with, or if it was just one girl he was consistently cheating on me with, but that man was cheating. He was cheating. That low down dirty bastard. Okay? He ain't the nigga that I thought he was at all. But in the beginning, he was really sweet, really kind. Like, if you was to ask me, I would have put that on my life. Like, in the beginning, I would have said, no, on my life, that man would never cheat on me. On my life. Okay, he loved me. Like, I literally would have put it on me, and I would have died, because that man ain't like me nor love me, child. That nigga was just using me. Again, he was also a man, but he was younger than me. He was 2 years younger than me, and he also lived with his mom. And again, pattern, he hated being at his mom's house, so he would come to my house to get away, which was fine. But this is how it happened, because he didn't talk about moving in with me. No, it was, oh, I want to spend the night. He spent the night. Then the next week is, I want to spend the night again, but for like 2 days. Then the next following week, it was like, I want to spend the night for a week. They slowly start spending the night. Now that he's spending the night for a week, it's like, okay, I gotta leave my bag here. I gotta leave these stuff here. And then slowly but slowly, he's at my house all the time. And then there's his things in my house. That's how I got. There was no talk about moving in. It's just he slowly started to move in with spending the night. So I've learned from him. We not doing that. You don't need to bring a bag here. You don't need to bring nothing here because you will not be spending the night here. Unfortunately, you're not unless your name's on the lease. Until then, you come over here. We goodbye. I've learned the tricks of the hobosexual. This is what hobosexual do. They just drop a little bit of things here, and then now you know what, they done move in. Which basically he done moved in. He done moved into my apartment without even talking about it. To the point that I was like, you're going to have to put in some groceries because now you're at my house every day eating up my food. You're going to have to start putting in now because like you're taking from me. And so then it started with the conversation of, yes, let's go look for places together. He's literally looking for furniture for my house. And now he's looking for couches, mirrors, like literally I have pictures somewhere, I know, of just him looking at mirrors, looking at dressers, looking at these things, like sending me these stuff because it's now our house now, okay? So now it's our house. And I even bought him a TV, not for him, but for the house. I didn't have a TV because I didn't need a TV. I had a laptop. But now that I have somebody that basically is living here, we need a TV for both of us to watch TV versus us both watching a laptop, right? So I bought a TV from Target for the both of us. Now we're talking about moving, getting like a 2-bedroom, where we're gonna live. He's talking about cars, like what type of car he's gonna get so we can drive. Like he's talking about all these things. He's even talking about children. Like these are things he's talking about. He's like, he want kids. He want, I think 14, 15 kids. Let me tell you something. A little closer. Who the fuck having 15 to 14 kids? Because it wasn't going to be me. I already told him you can get 1 or 2 from me. But baby, I'm not pushing 14 of these motherfuckers out my motherfucker. No, not happening, okay? Go on. Go have your kids with everybody else. You get 1 or 2 from me. We was never going to have 14 kids, right? And he talked about vacation, all of the vacation that, he wanted us to go to. Have he been on vacation, but he rather to go on vacation with a girl because he said he never went on vacation with a girl. I don't know if that's true because this man is a pathological liar. So I don't know, but that's what he would talk about us with finance and stuff like that. He talked about a lot. And again, I believed it because he was actually showing up. He was actually doing stuff. He was actually going to work. He's actually saving money. So I'm actually thinking, okay, this is my future. This is the person that I'm going to actually be with. This is the person that I will start a family with. This is the person where me and him, we're going to go move in and get our own place together. No, that's not what happened because he didn't want me. He used me for a place to live, to escape from his mom's house. He also used me because I had T-Mobile at the time, and his family member, he was on one of his family member plan, and they would threaten to cut him off. So we're together. So I said, join my plan. I'm not going to cut you off. Like, we're together. Like, why would I cut you off? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't threaten you with the phone bill to cut you off to get you to do what I want you to do. So he joined my phone plan. He wound up paying for the phone bill for the both of us. And when he cheated on me, so he said he was in a mental facility. I don't even know if that's true anymore. Because again, I don't know anything. I think everything was a lie. But when he was in a mental facility, he told me that he was ready to come home. He didn't want to be there no more. And he was ready to come back home so we can get our life back together. So that last time we got on a phone call, I haven't heard from him. And on Cash App, his profile picture changed. How his profile picture changed if he's still in the facility? Then I go on Instagram, I see his page view my story one time. I'm like, is that his cousin? Because I know his cousin had his Instagram page, right? And then I go to his page, I'm blocked. So now, you in the facility, you're supposed to be in the facility, you're out, your Cash App picture changed, you viewed my story. I also got a missed phone call from your number, but I knew your cousin had your phone. Then I go to your page, I'm blocked. This is strange. You're not supposed to be home. So a whole month go by, and I'm just like, what's going on? So I Cash App him $1. I was like, you don't love me anymore? Because like I'm so confused. Like, we talked about this whole future, us being together. When you come out, we're gonna move together. To I'm blocked on Instagram, and you're not supposed to be home. So now, a month later, he comes to my house, and when he comes to my house, obviously this is my boyfriend. I have not seen him in a long time. I want to be with my man. He didn't want to sleep with me, which was another red flag to me, because this is a man that was always affectionate to me. Now he's not affectionate to me. Interesting. I'm just like, this is interesting. And then 2 weeks later, because again, I didn't speak to him for 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, he hit me up. And it just seemed so odd and seemed so distant. Again, this is a person that wanted children with me and all of this stuff. And all of a sudden, he's only talking about the phone. He's not even really talking to me. He don't even care about how I'm feeling. It's more the phone. When we was together, he had a phone. Because remember, he was on my plan. But when he went into a facility, he didn't pay his phone bill. Like, he didn't have his phone. So he needed a new phone. So he's just talking to me about how, like, yeah, you got to pay the phone bill this month. I'm not paying the phone bill. That's your job to pay the phone bill. And then he was just basically saying how he needed to get a new phone. And so that he's going to come see me the next day. And I said, okay. The next day come, I hear nothing from him until a month later. Remember, this is the same man that went from calling me every day, texting me every day, talking about how he loved me, how I'm just this big inspiration to him, that I changed his life, that without me, yada, yada, motherfucking yada, right? To him not talking to me. And now a month go by, he comes back. He was in California. We made plans the next day. He went to California. He was there in California. And you want to know what he was doing in California? Fucking bitches. Yes. Now again, I don't know if it was one person. I don't know if it was many people. But he was there cheating. Okay? Why cheating? I don't know. I don't know why he didn't even... Just when he came back the last time and he was so distant, he could have just broke up with me there. He could have just broke up with me at that moment in time. He did not. You want to know why he didn't break up with me? Because he still needed his iPhone, right? He didn't break up with me. He could have said, Christina, I don't want us to be together, but I still want my phone. I don't know what I would have said, but I don't know. Okay, he could have gotten his phone probably, but because he used and manipulated me and still future faked with, he was still future faking at that time, right? About us dating, oh, I love you. No, he didn't. He just wanted his iPhone. So the moment he came back, and he went and I saw the hickey on his neck, he didn't care. Like, at that point, he genuinely didn't care that he had a hickey on his neck because he was fucking somebody else. All he cared about was his phone. At that moment in time, it was his phone and his phone only. So once he got his phone, he dipped. And I didn't hear from him at all until, like, that was in August. That was in August of 2022 that he got his phone and left, because that's all he cared about. He only, to be honest, when he probably left the facility, he probably was never going to speak to me ever again. But he realized he probably had to for the phone. That's probably only what it was. So that's probably the only reason why he talked to me, was for the phone. That's probably what it was. And once he got his phone, that was it. He was gone. Okay? All the future faking of us being together, it ended there until, again, that was in August, until October. October, he hit me up because I remember it was the blood moon. He hit me up, I think it was October 9th. And he hit me up telling some take down the stuff, because I was talking shit about him on my Instagram. I really was. I don't give a fuck. I did, because of how he did me. So he only called. Again, this all took place August of 2022. August is my birthday. He did this during my birthday month. Trifling. Dirty, crusty, trifling. That man is a terrible person, because he could have been, like I said again, he could have been left me, but he waited into my birthday month to do what he did to me. You want to know what I did on my birthday? Cry. I cried on my birthday, and then on September, had the audacity to talk about, how was your birthday? Oh, I'm making money I'll give you a gift for your birthday. The gift you could have gave me was to not cheat on me. The gift you could have gave me was leave me properly. But you did what you did, and you knew it was going to hurt me during my birthday month. You're dirty for that. You're trifling for that, okay? That's what you are. So now it's October. He don't like that I'm talking about him at all. He don't like that I'm talking about him. And so he only called me. He called me through T-Mobile. He only called me just so I can, it was a little flashing there, just so I can, put what I was taking down about him. He didn't call to apologize. He did not call to say sorry. That was not his agenda. His agenda was, I don't like that you're talking about me. I don't like this perception that the people have about me. Can you please take it down? It was just about him. And then you want to know what he said? He said, I have videos of us, right? You know, videos. And he said, what if I posted these videos of us? It was, to him, posting videos of us, I guess on platforms, I don't know what platform, is as equivalent as me expressing how I felt, right? And I showed a text message. He felt like that was equally justified. Do you know what you sound like when you said that, right? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Terrible. A terrible person. Terrible human being. And that was it. Once we had that conversation, he said he was supposed to come get his stuff. He ain't never come get his stuff, and I never stopped talking. To this day, I still talk about him. Because, why not? Why not talk about you? So, that's basically it when it comes to some of the guys that I dated. When it comes to future faking and love bombing, I believe there's a pattern. I believe when you're dealing with a man that lived with his mom, obviously they do not like being at their mom's house. Who do? Who does? Right? Living with your mom or any parent is insufferable. That's not even how you pronounce it. But it's awful, especially if they don't grow and you have parents that use their house as leverage. Like, oh, you gotta get out, you gotta do what I say. It's no freedom living with your parents. And unfortunately, these men did not feel the need to get their own place, right? And when you don't get your own place, you have to lie and manipulate and future fake to get what you want. Manipulation. And in reality, you don't have to do that. You honestly could just date a girl that you actually like. Just date a girl you like. I'm pretty sure the majority of women will let you move in with her. The majority of women will have your children with you and get married to you. You don't have to be in survival mode to future fake or love bomb. Just find a girl that you like. There are a billion people on the planet of this earth. You don't have to lie. You don't have to manipulate. You don't have to future fake. Because when you wind up future faking and doing that, there's karma. I know a lot of people don't believe in karma, but I do. Because if I do something, baby, God don't play when it comes to me. I will immediately get fucked up. Okay, I am not one of those people to do something and then it's like a year down the road. Baby, I do something, baby, it's gonna get affected in 5 seconds. Okay, so I can't scam, I can't lie, I can't cheat, I can't even wish bad on people. I promise you, I did that one time because I was really angry. I didn't like mean to wish bad on somebody, but baby, the thing that I said that I wish happened to them happened to me. So I can't play these games, okay? I can't use somebody because it will affect me. I can only be open and honest and just be me because I don't want that. God, I don't want it, okay? So learning these signs for me, I would never date a man that lives in his mom's house. Because these men are desperate. They are in survival mode. I wouldn't date a man that lives with his... First of all, I'm not dating a man that lives with his baby mom. That's crazy. But I know some women do. I'm not dating a man that lives with his baby mom. I'm not living with a man that lives with his friend's house. Because again, survival mode. I need you to have your own apartment when I meet you. I need you to not only have your own apartment, been living there for a while. Because when you pay your rent, you pay for your furniture, you pay for the food in your house, you pay for everything, you realize how much money everything costs. Like, the chairs that I'm sitting in right now, $80. That's a lot of money. This couch, $700. Okay, for this couch over here, $700. Once you value your own, pay your rent, you pay for electricity, Con Ed, and once you pay for the things in your house, you value your place so much more. So when you date a man that have his own place, I feel like would appreciate that way more than a man that never had to pay anything. Because nothing is free. So if you date a man that had paid rent before and stuff like that, I feel like he would take appreciation into moving in with you or living with y'all. And I feel like he understands how much stuff costs, so he appreciated the lights and stuff like that. But a man that is used to living at his mama's house and he don't pay no food, no gas, no nothing, he just pay with the mama yelling at him, he's not going to appreciate and value the things that you have put into your own apartment. These be the men that would break your stuff. These be the men that would destroy your stuff. These would be the men that would eat up all the food and not pay for nothing because they don't understand how much the price of food costs, right? These be the men that would be on the fucking video game and not understand how much fucking electricity they're using. they don't care because they never had to pay for those things. So get you a man that have his own place. Do not get a man that is dependent on you, because you will suffer. Because I suffer at the hands of men that used me, future fake with me just to use me, was very opportunist, and then they left. Like my last ex, he was paying for like the phone bills and stuff like that. When he just left, he left me financially unstable because I was depending on him. So because he chose to be selfish and chose to just use me and saw somebody else as a better opportunity, I got financially fucked. My credit score got so bad because of him, because he chose to leave. So this is another thing that also goes with why I'm not trying to date at this very moment. It's just because it's nothing but opportunists. He didn't care about my credit. He fucked it up. But that's, again, on me. I have to take that L because I dated him. He wound up living with me and using me. And then once he was good and ready, he just up and left and didn't give a fuck. So I would tell women, do not let a man live with you. If a man is going to live with you, y'all both move in together and get a new place together. Do not let a man live with you. Same thing to men. Don't let a woman live with you. Y'all both get a place together and then y'all live together and both y'all name is on the lease. So if she leaves or he leaves, you can take them to court because they asked out. But if a man just move in with me and there was no contract, I just let him live with me, and then he leaves and he was supposed to pay half of the rent, he's supposed to pay half of Con Edison or electricity, the cable, whatever. There's no proof that he really lived here. And then again, some places you're not supposed to have people living with you. So next time, if a man want to live with you, tell him, well, let's both get a place together and put our both name on a lease. So if he leaves you for someone else or stop paying the bill, you can take him to court and have him pay the rest of the rent, because now you're in trouble because you can't afford next month rent because you was depending on him. So this is basically all for my love bombing, future faking, the guys that I dated. I will never do that again. I done picked up on a few of the signs, so I'm fully aware of what to look out for in my future, and it's not happening ever again, okay? So thank you for watching my video. I will have a new video coming really, really soon because it's been 2 weeks. I don't know which one I want to talk about. I think I want to talk about friendships, how I've been in one-sided friendships, because but I might have a podcast coming out soon about something, so stay tuned. Enjoy your day. Drink plenty of water, because child, I got my little ice water right here. Enjoy the rest of your day, and comment your stories down below, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.